It's the Gigabyte Grizzly Brohemoth, and this is a messed up time we live in, so I need you all to do me a favor. Wear your mask. Like this, not like this, or like this, or like this, like this. Wear your mask. It's for your safety and mine. Because if I see you without one, I'm gonna pump kick a mask onto your face. Got it?
Announcement from Benjamin C. Steele talking to you about wearing a mask. Not this one, but this one. With everything going on right now with this pandemic, you need to wear a mask. My mask is for your safety. Your mask is for mine. I don't care what your uncles, brothers, best friends, mailman's roommate from college put on social media. Chances are they didn't think it through, and there's a very better than average chance that they're an idiot. So when you go outside, you put on your little mask over your face, put the little straps around your ears, and we're all going to be a lot safer. This is a team.
Mercer, one half of the tag team champions. I'm here to tell you that if you want to be a champion, if you want to survive this thing, wear your freaking mask, okay? It comes in all different colors. You can get Eclipse Blue, JC White and Black, or even hell, Blue and Gold. But guys, please, also remember, please, it goes over the nose. Over the nose. Thank you.
Parental discretion is advised.
This show is brought to you by IndyWrestling.us and IndyWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Just Pro Wrestling News Podcast. No filler, no pop-ups. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. and listeners like you supporting us at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect.
It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show 794 Tuesdays. We've been talking about professionalized wrestling. Thank you for joining us here on this Tuesday night. We are, firstly, up front of the programming note, we were supposed to have Ziggy Heim on for our Hanukkah Rana special. And unfortunately, she did wake up a little ill and said she was not going to be able to talk for 90 minutes with us tonight, or sing, apparently, is a potential plan tonight. We are going to celebrate a little bit of the Hanukkah. We know, we have friends and fans out there that are celebrating right now. Somebody's revving a car outside. I hope that's not coming through. But we do have with us, first of all, coming to... I almost started introducing you in the style of Adam Sandler, and I wanted to say, first of all, coming from Beacon, New York, not Jewish, Mad Mike. I'm not going to keep doing that. I'm not going to keep doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we want to be inclusive, and I feel like I'm repping Ziggy Heim.
Yeah, repping the
Feels
Ziggy.
better. Yeah, and I'm hoping that that tonight's show is a mitzvah for her.
There you go. And depending on how things go, I do have a plan to still involve her in this week's festivities on the Mayhem Show. So it depends on how tonight goes. So there might be something later this week. So I think Mike, I think I shared with you the plan that I had. So I went deviously drink my coffee.
I'm actively excited for it.
Rizz,
I mean,
the Rizz is here. I screwed it up.
Wow, I thought you were just gonna say Rizz to say something.
Rizz,
But
Rizz,
hi,
Rizz.
I have. It's been a while since I've actually been on this show.
Has it? I guess you've been on the Awesome Cast a little bit more, haven't you?
I've been on a lot of Awesome Cast because Rizz plays games on Twitch. But yeah, I'm back. And I realized there's no, and I keep on saying this every time I'm on the Mayhem Show instead of the Awesome Cast. There's no rundown anymore.
No rundown?
There's no sheet. There's no things. No, it's just off the cuff now.
Well, no, there is a sheet that keeps me straight, so I know how to say the top of the show, but we've also not changed a lot of the format in so long, so there's been not much need for a sheet. So, yeah. Also with us, he also stuck with us through the calamity that was the Awesome Cast earlier. Dave Podnar of the iPhoneography podcast joining us, sir.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Oh.
And much like we accidentally had a Hanukkah special last year when we had Ziggy on during Hanukkah, we accidentally booked somebody who's an eighth Jewish on his mother's side, I think. Eating. What are you eating again?
This is what a sheet of matzah looks like.
A sheet of matzah. A sheet
what's on
of
the other
matzah.
side?
Okay.
This is a sheet of matzah. I put in a little bit of margarine, and I put a little bit of because as Ruth tells me, I'm an old guy. I like butter and jelly on bread. So I put a little bit of fig jelly on with butter. And I can tell you, matzah is really hard to spread because it is just flour and water after all, unleavened.
Okay.
So it's flour, water mixed together and baked. So it is brittle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that crunch.
I've only made matzah once or twice before, but I didn't flat it out and bake it. I made matzo ball soup. It was delicious.
Yes, matzo ball soup is wonderful. We have that actually in the fridge.
Excellent.
Yes,
And
always good. Always good.
I want to point out your tribute to Kurt Angle behind you with the Christmas tree of gold medals behind you.
Wait, have you not seen this?
It's true.
That's fantastic.
I'm just in the glow right now of it.
In the glow of it. He is the winningest. member of the Mayhem Show. So he's got a lot of gold over there. So, I guess. But this is the Wrestling Mayhem Show. We're going to talk again a little bit more professionalized wrestling here in a little bit. Sorry, still dealing with a little bit of backlash from earlier tonight. But anyways, you can check out everything at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. That's the wrong document. You can hit us up at that email address, like it says on the shirt.
Good time.
Oh God! Whoa, that was. Oh boy!
Good time.
Oh, that blew out.
Good time.
That blew out. I got a setting problem somewhere in here with this new setup. Sorry about that. So,
Sorg is not used to having more than one people on the Zoom for that.
oh no, that is it's
been a
usually like
while since
Mike
we
and everybody
did
else is
all-
confused.
We all did that at one time.
Okay, we're gonna ride that through tonight. Okay, I don't know why that changed because I don't think that's part of the studio I changed tonight. Anyways, you can do that at 412-206-WMS0, and also the Good Times at WrestlingMayhemShow.com is the shirt as I'm wearing. This is an age-old shirt. I've had it for a bit, but it's still available on ProWrestlingTees.com if you'd like to participate in that. We also are on the Twitter at Mayhem Show, Wrestling Mayhem Show on the Facebook page and group. A lot of great discussion happening over there. Also, a lot of great discussion on the Wrestling Mayhem Show Discord that is linked over on WrestlingMayhemShow.com and the Reddit for the show. And of course, we're here live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Facebook Live, on YouTube Live, on Twitter now, and on the Twitch page for Wrestling Mayhem Show and IndyWrestling.us. Look them up and wherever you like to participate. We got some chatters have been popping up on a few of our YouTube pages and everything. Of course, a lot of people over on the Facebook page. Please share it over on the Twitter. Respond to us on the Twitter as you will, however you like to social media. Also, follow the TikTok. We got a lot of clips, especially from last night's show. We had a lot of interesting moments. You can, I can say that our top clips were about trading cards, Screen 5, and She-Ra. So we're just going to leave it at that. They're going to be rolling out on the other socials through the week, but you can see them all on the TikTok right now if you'd like. And we have, what are we doing? What else are we doing here? We also thank you to our Patreon supporters at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. Our friends at the fan of the show level, Bo Diggity! Woo! As well as Ed Burke, Team Hammer Fist, Poppy Club level, Dave Podnar. Hi, Dave. OccupyProWrestling.com and Bobby F. J-Town. I got to fix whatever's going on there. I'm sorry about that, guys. But we doing it live, and Doc Remedy at the Pizza Club level, as well as Kyle Turner and the Rizz.
That's me.
Yes, give me a moment to make a noise on that. And also at the manager level, Bradley Brothers. Thank you, everybody, for supporting us at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. The gift that keeps on giving. So I don't know. You guys had stuff you wanted to talk about tonight. No, that was Ronnie that didn't make the show tonight. I think about it. We did talk about a lot. Podnar, Rizz. We're just gonna open it up because our plans went out the window tonight. We have a partial plan, but I didn't plan the first segment.
Right.
What's on the top of your mind in the wrestling world this week? Rizz, Dave.
Dave,
Okay, well, I would say the first thing, honestly, and this is just a tidge depressing, is that we have a WarGames this weekend, and I don't really care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, especially the new school versus old school.
No, I don't care
that
at
they
all.
set up last week in around 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I like LA Knight. I like LA Knight. I'm just gonna call him by the actual name.
Mm-hmm.
I like him. Why is he old school?
Because Kyle O'Reilly's in a tag team. And Samoa Joe's still injured, apparently.
Oh.
That's why.
Yeah,
and Johnny's in a but this is Johnny.
Well, no, Johnny's
this is
in
his
the War
first.
Games.
Johnny's
Yeah,
in
they're-
WarGames.
This is his first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Second.
Is it his second?
Looking
No, it's
around and
First.
saying who's next.
He's never done it.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's
He's never done it.
Okay.
No, because
but
we learned that from the Johnny and Adam Cole
Oh yeah, that's right.
stream where
That's right. Where he
where,
was.
where Johnny's like, hey, my wife won a war game, so I have rights to being a war game winner, even though I've never been in one.
Because of course, yes.
And now both Adam Cole, who wanted to be on the box, and Keith Lee, who was the toy in the box, are no longer.
Yeah. It's really getting awkward at this point, isn't it? So, like, I'm really curious what that game's going to look like, roster wise. So,
Is this going to be John Cena? Like 5 different John Cenas, 5 different Triple H's. I
haven't
probably 2 Vince McMahon.
Yeah. I haven't loaded up with the new slapping feature, and he comes with an egg. I haven't loaded up WWE Battlegrounds for a while, but I'm kind of sad because even last time when I booted it up a few months ago, it was like, wow, this is feeling more and more like an AEW game every day, isn't it?
I play regularly WWE Undefeated.
Yes.
The roster, it's not great. Like,
no,
it's a good roster, but like, hold on, I'm gonna bring up who I got. You got
it's terribly not employable.
Braun Strowman,
gone.
John Cena, not active,
kind of
retired.
Keith Lee,
okay, Bearcat,
bearded Otis, not relevant.
Oh, poor beard.
The Fiend.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah, there's a lot, and there's a lot of like legends who aren't currently active, like Taker, Triple H, Rock.
Yeah, but legends are legends.
Like,
that's fine.
Mankind, but like, you shouldn't have more inactive legends than current active superstars.
No, that gets a little difficult, doesn't it? So. I'm with you on that. I don't know.
I can do Eddie Guerrero versus Andre the Giant though, so that's fun.
There you go. And that's a game that really kind of like, it lends to that, right?
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I like it.
So,
like with the war game, going back to war games, the thing I like as soon as they announced it. It didn't feel right because they forgot one key ingredient.
War.
Two key ingredients. War aspect. And William Regal, where is he? Why?
I just hope he's doing okay.
Yeah.
Did he have health concerns recently?
I don't know. Maybe they just don't want him as part of NXT 2.0.
That's possible. That is possible.
Have him like on the screen. Don't have him say anything but war games.
Yeah.
And my interest for war games goes up tremendously.
Right.
But yeah, it's like I don't even know who's. I thought I knew who was in war games, but who's in war?
Okay, you want the male war games or female war games?
Both, please.
Okay,
yes.
Okay.
We need help on all of these.
Okay, I do have the list here from the Knower of All Knowledge Wikipedia. For the female ones, now one thing we all agree on: war games is a dangerous match.
Yeah.
I mean, legitimate.
If you do it right.
If done right.
Right, and if done wrong, it's really dangerous.
Yeah, that's true.
So Raquel Gonzalez.
Yep.
Good.
Io.
Yep.
Good.
Kaylee Ray.
Yep.
Good.
And Cora Jade.
Yeah.
And her skateboard.
Oh.
I can't wait to see her do an ollie off the cage.
It's
gonna happen.
I like
Cora. Gonna try to do something. There we go. Versus Dakota Kai and Toxic Attraction.
Yes.
So Mandy
Sounds
Rose,
great to me.
Mandy Rose and company.
Exactly. And I'm sorry. I hope no one gets hurt.
Yes.
But I am expecting someone to get hurt.
Everybody
Also, yes.
feels
Yeah.
way too green for this show. Like really. I feel like there's half of this roster has no business being in a War Games match from the bits that I've seen of them, right?
I wonder if the initial plan was to do Hit Row versus Legato in WarGames.
But they called him up before they
Yeah,
before they
but
got rid of
fired
him.
But before the call up, obviously.
Yeah,
Like I wonder if that was the initial plan.
Yeah, I just
Because that makes more sense to me.
I can't wait. I can't wait for somebody in a certain place to come out with the story of what happened here, right? Like I just this is just unfathomable, and I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to watch WarGames, and I'm like, maybe this is the thing that's going to sell me on this concept, right? Maybe, or it's going to be a horrendous. And I mean, I don't think it's fair to say this. I don't think it's fair for us as just wrestling fans watching this to say this is going to be ugly. These guys aren't talented enough. These guys aren't experienced enough. But we'll see. We'll see, right? So
there's a couple really green people in here, though.
Yeah, like worrisomely, right?
Yeah. Cora J scares me. JCJ scares me. Mandy,
Mandy works safe. Mandy works safe. She doesn't have a lot of moves. She works safe.
Right, but we're also talking during a war games where people are coming at you in multiple directions. That
it's pretty organized though. It's not as bad as like a Royal Rumble. You know what I mean? Like they're kind of like spot.
This isn't like the war games.
Yeah.
This isn't like the war games with the Road Warriors.
What do you think
like
this is? Blood and guts?
Heads in.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's no cardboard cutouts here.
No. What? Who are the cardboard cutouts?
The cardboard cutout spot? The Jericho spot.
I don't remember it. Why don't I remember that?
I don't know.
It's been
where Jericho took the big bump off the cage into a big pile of
the box.
Colored cardboard.
Oh yeah.
Oh that was so bad. So bad. It could have been. It would have been an easy decision to fix it. It just wasn't. Listen, man. With live production's tough, and you just you make the decision you make, and you're
we don't need to rehash.
You're just like whoops.
I was just throwing a zinger.
Should have taken the other direction. Yeah.
We don't need to rehash. I was just throwing a zinger.
Yeah.
And then you have the men. I'm sorry. Let's say then you have the men's war games. Now, one of these teams seems a whole lot more stacked than the other. Okay, Ciampa, Gargano, Pete Dunne, LA Knight versus Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Grayson Waller, and Tony D'Angelo.
Yes. I'm excited for this.
Oh yeah, no. I hopefully. I mean, hopeful. I'm hopeful. But
scared to know what Braun's going to do in the War Games match. Like
honestly, it's nice to have a Steiner in a War Games match again.
That's true. But I'm kind of hoping that the way we talked about the women's match and how green that team looks, Braun's still very green. And he's a Steiner who's very green. A lot can happen.
Yeah, but he's in there with a lot of veterans.
Oh yeah.
So I think it's gonna be okay.
But one of them has a bad neck. A surgically repaired neck.
I'd say a lot of them have bad necks.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Like everybody said, I don't. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the card for the first time.
So what else is on there, Rizz? What we got on there? What we got to look forward to?
Rizz, you better be excited for one match here. There's one match on here to be really excited for.
Wait, Roderick Strong is the Cruiserweight champion.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
And he's facing Joe Gacy.
Yes.
Is Joe Gacy a Cruiserweight?
I have a feeling that's a loose distinction these days, considering 205 Live as a whole.
Yeah.
So
we've given up the weigh-ins when Buddy Murphy was 204.8.
Oh God.
That's true.
I remember that.
Is Gacy the woke guy? in this.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
And
these,
he has that weird
these-
follower behind him.
these characters
That's iconic.
are so bad. I not they'll grow on me. It's like no, it's like I don't even want to give them a chance. They're so bad.
And I was watching, I think it was the second half of Halloween Havoc, and when he was on, and I was reading through. First of all, I don't like his character, and I realized why I don't like his character when somebody tweeted out, Joe Gacy is the Vince McMahon moldable version of the Fiend, of Bray Wyatt, and that's all I can think of.
I think it's just what Vince thinks a millennial is.
It's a lot of that.
I mean, I think that's all it is.
You know, just like Mustafa Ali's group was Black Lives Matter.
Yeah,
version of Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
This is Vince's versions of a woke person.
Although, apparently, like I was watching the NXT Twitter feed, Joe Gacy said he wants to turn War Games into NXT conflict resolution, and that's kind of funny.
That's
I think that's actually
little things.
But we had that with like right to censor almost.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, we're gonna make this match this way, and blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, okay, shut up.
Jeez. So we do have.
Yeah, but you weren't supposed to like right to censor either.
No, but
I mean,
but when you introduce a brand new person that you know is like right out of training, and they're a character like that, like that's a versus like Stevie Richards and Godfather and those guys made it with Ivory.
We forget this. NXT has always been developmental. No, it always has been. It just got spoiled.
And then it turned into a brand.
No.
And then it started getting treated as a third brand.
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah.
It's still developmental.
It's the fresher, younger brand and always has been.
Look at Bianca Belair.
Yes.
Bianca Belair had no in-ring training before she got to NXT.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm just saying, some people are going to hit. Some people aren't going to hit right away.
And it feels like, and it doesn't feel like, and I know, again, we've said this a lot. We're like, oh, here's the new guard. We'll see what happens. But the way they cleaned the board, like, wasn't like how they've done it before. And it's under different pretenses than it was before.
Well, because they cleaned the board by firing people.
Yeah.
They didn't like I was gonna say, they didn't clear the board.
Yeah.
They threw the table.
Basically.
We're done.
And I can't fathom what's happening there. And the little bit, and again, I'm not watching. I'm going to watch your War Games. I'm going to watch the Peacock stuff. I'm going to watch the Ruthless Aggression series. That's fun. I'm going to watch the first ever Survivor Series dozing off Thanksgiving Eve. That's my wrestling for WWF right now, okay? And that's it, WWF, right?
I don't recommend watching the Broken Skull session with Jeff Hardy.
Oh, I felt like that was going to be tough.
Why would anyone want
Yeah. Here,
Well,
you have a substance abuse problem. Have a beer. Yeah.
Well, no, Jeff clearly had a mug of what looked like coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
But I can only hear Jeff talk about painting his face so many times. I only watched the first 40 minutes of it. He mentioned it about 8 times.
You said paint in his
like,
face?
I get it.
How's your
you
brother
paint your
doing?
fucking face.
Oh, paint his
you know?
face. Yeah.
We get
Paint.
Yeah.
Paint. Okay. Well, paint didn't come through clearly.
Oh, okay. But yeah, like I'm like, I get it. You paint your face and you enjoy doing that.
Mhm.
Shut the fuck up already.
Mhm.
Well, when you were talking, oops, sorry, Rizz.
And I was going to go back to the card, and I'm like, the tag match. I would see this tag match with I can't even say that name. With them and Kyle O'Reilly and
Von Wagner.
Von
Or
Wagner
Imperium,
and Imperium. Like that match, I will pay to watch.
That's
if
a good
done
match.
right.
I'm
If
excited
done-
for it.
If done right, if given time.
Which NXT
Now,
usually is.
I mean, did Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner have another bonding session out in the woods, or do they only have that one?
What? is happening?
Yo, you miss. Yes, Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner were having a bonding session, and they went out in the woods and they were chopping wood and doing manly outdoor things around a campfire.
Mm.
Are they men? Are they real men?
He's a man.
Such a man.
Such a man.
Such a man.
No,
But
when you were
many,
saying
many
about Mr. Regal's
men.
fine,
Mhm.
I hope Triple H is also fine
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
with his
yes.
cardiac issue.
Yeah.
Man, the speculation. I mean, we should have a thread
and the
of just. I'm sorry, Rizz. We should have a thread of just wild speculations of what's happening in WWE, and mine starts with Triple H went to the hospital, so they cleaned the deck while he was gone. Like, it's just, I don't know. Is
Well, I mean,
Christmas
but-
awkward?
but- but
I'm
here-
almost certain Triple H stole the egg.
Yes. Yes.
No, we figured it out.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, we
it,
did.
was, it was Austin Theory.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then last night, Austin Theory spent the entire night next to Mr. McMahon watching Raw.
And
Oh, yeah,
suspiciously,
okay, I
and
did see that.
suspiciously
I
stacked
did-
boxes.
I
Yeah.
did the red. Was that the red background?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
The weird padded box.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Never
Yeah.
mind then.
Oh, where were they?
It would have been
maybe-
better. It would have been better if Triple H stole the egg and just gave it to
If
Austin
he
Theory.
Kool-Aid Man threw that wall, stole the egg, and ran off giggling. Yes.
But
No, see,
That's what I'm
here's,
here for.
Here's they could have made that segment better. If Austin Theory
no.
just walked into Vince's office with the egg and said, "It was me, Austin, all along."
Oh.
That would have been that would have been better. No,
Thank
I
you.
will say that would have been better.
Oh boy.
But Rizz, you missed the best show of the best match of the night.
Is it the Cameron Grimes and Duke Hudson
Yeah,
thing?
baby, to the moon.
First of
hair
all-
versus hair.
First of all, the little bit I've seen of this, it did not start because of a poker tournament.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that's the whole thing. Yeah, Duke Hudson's thing is he is a poker ace, and Cameron Grimes being the rich, quote unquote, idiot, just happening. Let me have a little fun this card table. Hey, I won. I got 22. I got a bigger number.
Yeah.
But it was and Cameron just out of sheer luck winning.
Mm-hmm.
Like one night, they actually had they played a round of poker in the middle of the ring, and they did it just
What?
like ESPN did it,
What?
and they did it just like ESPN did it. Yes,
What?
yes, and at
And
the
they
very
had card cams. They had the-
card cams. Yes, they had
What?
the whole thing. They had the percentage winning, and they had the announcers announce it just like ESPN called poker. And at
You're
the
not
very
selling
end,
me. You're not selling me on watching
I-
NXT again for sure.
wait.
No, you're not.
It's like
and
watching
at the very
poker.
end-
Oh no. Like James Bond
I know.
playing poker or like Sunday afternoon playing poker.
The funny thing is, Duke Hudson was slowly losing his mind
Oh jeez.
as he's trying to overthink everything.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wait a minute. You actually have a great hand. I know you have a great hand because otherwise you would fold because I know how that's played. And he said, okay, I fold. And he's like, and Cameron's like, I didn't know you could even fold. Cool.
Okay, so it's basically a pro gamer playing against a button masher.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds
Okay.
right.
Yeah. And then the pro gamer overthinking himself and just
Yeah.
going crazy. Yeah.
All right.
Wait,
All
wait.
right. I don't want to become another just throw down how NXT sucks these days, but it has been.
No. No. I'll say this. I enjoy Cameron Grimes.
Okay. Yeah, no, Cameron's great.
He
100%.
now his stuff should not be entertaining. It is stupid.
Yes.
Now what I'm saying, if you
Yes.
look at it, it is stupid. But him, the person, is so good at
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
it. He
Yes.
pulls it off, and he's that good in the ring. That's why I'm
pulled-
looking forward to this.
One more
He
thing.
pulled off. Oh, go ahead, Sorg.
There's one more thing before we go to this break here, and I want to go to a different topic here. But how is our boy Shima doing? How is Walking Wild doing there? Because anytime I've tuned in, I have not seen that crew.
They got I forget her name. They picked up a woman,
Electra Lopez.
Electra Lopez, and they're
Okay.
really focusing on her.
Okay.
I think more
Okay.
than anything else.
Well, they're focusing on Santos too.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Joaquin is kind of henchman number 2.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I was like,
Yeah.
All right.
he's not really.
They had a good run in the Dusty Cup.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll
But that was before.
we'll
That was in the before.
we'll
times
continue
in
the
long
wrestling
run.
chat in a second, and I got something that I've been really enjoying lately. I want to kind of mention a little bit, and then of course we do have a special song that will be coming. You'll be catching in the back half of the show. I don't know. We had some requests to talk about some MJF and CM Punk maybe from the chat room, so maybe we'll get around to that as well. But in the meantime, I want to give you guys a reminder to check out IndyWrestling.us, not indie wrestling from NXT, unfortunately. But IndyWrestling.us, our friends at Prospect Pro Wrestling, Renegade Wrestling Alliance, Rise Wrestling with a Y. You can check out some back catalog of our friends. Revenge Pro just announced they're coming back here. And in the works, actually, if you know where to look, it's not on the .us, but if you follow us on the Vimeo page, we do have available a good smattering of the Warrior Wrestling shows, if you want to check those out and are familiar with our platform there over on VOD for rental or purchase and download. So go check those out. IndyWrestling.us, a lot of great stuff going on there, and check out what a lot of our friends of the show are up to, including everything going on with the lead up to Rise Wrestling next week, where it's going to be the anniversary show. There's going to be a challenge of a champion that will get a you will have a undisputed grand champion, Rise grand champion happening there. So go check that out. IndyWrestling.us, and some of you may be streaming this show right now over at some of those channels. We do have, when this isn't playing, we do have a 24/7 channel going. You know, we had a lot of conversation a couple weeks ago about that table that was broken during the RWA incident with the Rev and AJ Alexander and Jason Styles. It was kind of funny because every time I flip on, I sit and watch it for a bit too. Rizz, I know you do too. At IndyWrestling.us, Twitch and YouTube. And I flipped through because I just had my YouTube app on my TV, and I'm like, oh, hey, let's see what's on, and make sure I'm not having any technical problems and stuff, right? And then it happened to be the other table by the entrance, and there's Marshall Gambino, that character, slamming Thomas Mathis on the other table, and it was like, see, these are oak. The proof was happening right there. And I think I narrowed it down to Resurrection 2018 was the show where that happened. If you want to pull that up, so but anyways, go check that out.
Go ahead.
I
might have been there.
You might have been there. Yeah, that might have been manning that table for DVDs when it happened, actually, right? So go check that out. IndyWrestling.us, guys. I want to have a conversation about something I've been really enjoying, especially since last night.
Okay.
There was no BT, so I went down another rabbit hole. I've been catching up on my Botchamania. And I just want to have an appreciation moment for how much that helps me appreciate professional wrestling. And obviously, I think some people are like, oh, Botchamania, it ruins wrestling. Maybe part of the conversation. But I think some people may think that. But it's just,
it can.
It can.
It can.
Okay. But I really think
I don't watch it personally. I don't like it.
You don't like it. Why don't you like it, Mike?
I don't like the botches and stuff. Okay, yeah, I get that, but I don't like when they drop the audio just to highlight when people are calling moves in the ring.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why I don't like that, because I was listening to an interview with Cena, and he was talking about how a lot of people on the internet call him out for being chatty in the ring. And he's like, I don't care about that though, because I'm playing to the person in the last row of the arena who definitely can't hear me. It's just stuff like that. It just seems petty.
It does, and that's not.
It just seems petty because it's people. It's like if I'm talking to myself doing my job and someone calls me out on it. So, you know what I mean?
There's that. So here's my take on it, because there's those things, and actually in the 4 or 5 episodes, most recent I think that I watched, there wasn't a lot of that actually. There's a lot of commentary flubs or just whatever Taz and Excalibur are doing on Tuesdays. There's a lot of interesting. There's one fantastic segment. I believe it was Rich Swann. I think I saw in the match Trey Miguel, and who's the good Chris brother? Is it Jake? I think it is Jake. Jake, like,
Yeah, I don't think.
so.
Yeah.
But anyways, they were doing a ladder match, and I believe this was Rich Swann. It was a fan cam, so I couldn't entirely tell. Was hanging from the belt and then fell off of it because they couldn't get it off. Like, they zip tied it or something to the belt, and nobody could get the belt off, and everybody's still selling so he could win the match, right? So Chris comes out there first with a knife, and it's taking forever, and then he comes out with scissors. He finally gets the belt down, and then just throws the belt down because he's so disgusted. But the fans erupt. It's not
see, something like
well,
that.
hold on, wait, finish. It's not. I don't like it for the gotcha-ness. And even what they're doing seems more. So one of the beautiful things about professional wrestling to me is it's, there's always a conversation about sports and theater combined, right? Also, you're doing this without a net, whether it be television, whether it be in front of a crowd, even as pre-tape television in front of a crowd, shit happens, right? Sometimes that shit gets on post-taped. I don't know why a match in botches so bad sometimes get on dark, because it's like, that's like, you had time. But that aside, but I think it celebrates that nature of wrestling, because when things get goofy, things are going without a net, things are not clean, things are not always perfect. Like, it celebrates that funness and poking at it, this weird, wonderful thing, this imperfect thing we love to follow that is professional wrestling, right? And that's the angle I come from with it, and I think it comes out of, I don't think Matthew would be doing it for this many years if it didn't come from that place of love, right? So,
and he's getting a lot of it.
Oh, absolutely. And for what he deals with the trademark issues, because that has been on how many channels at this point, but people like seek it out and everything like that, and it's become its own thing. And watching, like, I love it because about every moment over the last 3 months where I'm like, man, I can't wait to see this on Botchamania, because I watched whatever live, and then there it all was, and see what they do with it. That's a lot of fun. And even the fan stuff at the end, all the kind of, a lot of Simpsons, a lot of Simpsons. He's doing this whole segment, the video game fan sign thing, like, he's collecting all of them and putting them up in the thing. And I was like, this is great. And he may be adding his own commentary on it and stuff. Like, it's how we do our podcast to point out what we love and hate about wrestling. He's doing the same thing. This is his medium to do it. This is his video Banksy, right? So, that's my take on it. Rizz, you got one on it.
It was this was one of the first wrestling fortes that I went into on the internet, like the first YouTubes, the first areas that I went to. So I've seen, like, I remember back, that was the first time I saw the Lex Luger Super Brawl Saturday shirts too tight Billy promo. It was another one where I didn't know Zandig existed. Besides until his promo came on. And I still haven't seen one of his matches, but like, there are moments, and I even submitted a I think it was a Kid Cupid video.
Yeah.
I think it was him and Ray Rowe, like an early Ray Rowe.
When he had hair. Was that
when
one?
he had hair, and when he broke a chair. Like, when he sat down and broke a chair. Like, I posted that, I sent that off, and I was like, oh my goodness, it's on there. And I was actually mentioned on Botchamania. That was like a big thing for somebody, a youngin' like myself.
I knew ages ago, there was something where there was a vampire guy that came out at RWA, and he spit blood and everything all over the place. And of course, crack team at love you. Crack team at RWA does not clean up the smattered blood, the wet surface and the entranceway. So next match out is, and maybe even the same match, I'm not sure, was G-Raver. And this is pre-dark.
Oh, yeah.
This was like giant mohawk and green pants G-Raver. He comes out and he's like, blah, babyface fire dude, right? And like he pretty much pulled an Ultimo Dragon and slipped on it. So I sent it off and it got in Botchamania. So because I'm like, listen, like, nobody knew who the hell G-Raver was. Nobody knew who this other guy was. Nobody knew who RWA was. If that gets on there, maybe somebody checks it out. Like it's a platform. Right, and again, it's a commentary for things like that, and you brought up like about Danzig and guys like that. There's a lot of like I watched
Danzig
this.
Or Zandig? Danzig.
Whichever. One of them.
Whatever.
One of them does music. The other one does other things. The other one bleeds a lot.
The other one just yells.
He just yells and bleeds a lot. So apparently, somebody out there is going to be pissed at that one. But there's a lot of, especially like, whether it be indies or weird Japanese stuff or order stuff, like there's a lot of, what do we do a lot of wrestling, on this show, in our chat rooms, or in our Discords and our Facebooks, there's a lot of, hey, look at this weird thing that's happening over here, right? Or this indie or this thing, whether it's working or not, it's just like, what the hell was this, right? There's a
for that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you brought this up. To mend the bridge between Mad Mike and Sorg right now. I know from the not liking Botchamania to liking Botchamania. Let me give you a nice in between. Choco Pro Live.
Choco Pro Live?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
It's based out of Japan.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Mei Segura and Emi Sakura and Lulu Pencil all started at. Mm-hmm. It is one of the most interesting wrestling things that are out there. The main event is usually there's a wrestling main event, and then there's the main event, which is, and I don't know if you saw this on.
I'm showing some video now. It's just stuff like this. These videos where you see like people fighting like in a room somewhere, and climbing out a window. She's climbing on the window, and she's gonna jump off the window into him. What is happening?
So
I'm confused.
Good,
but intrigued.
I was too.
I'm intrigued though.
And at the end of every event, there is the real main event, which is a rock, paper, scissors tournament for a piece of chocolate. So that's why you see like Emmy or
is this
May
what Lulu Pencil's from?
Yep.
They said about her going back to her home planet on Elevation last night. Is that what they were talking about?
She never won a singles match.
No.
She did pin Chris Brooks.
What is
in
this? Did I just find Lulu Penso versus Nyla Rose? Oh no!
In the Junkin tournament.
Oh jeez.
So that's their
I'm
rock, paper,
interested.
scissors, and it gets heated. A lot of flopping happens, a lot of anger and bitterness, not because of the chocolate, but it's so good. Like it's actually a really good wrestling YouTube channel that I may or may not have already put money into.
Wait, what? What are you putting money into?
It's first it's no paywall.
Yes.
That's their whole thing. It's like no paywall, free wrestling all the way through. But there are tiers to promoting Choco Pro. There's if you just subscribe to their Twitter, subscribe to their YouTube page, and join them, you do get it's like a $2.99 a month. It's you just get like a nice little green thing by your name, which is cool.
We do actually.
And
This is kind of similar to what we do. We do something similar to this through the YouTube join channel for indie wrestling, but we actually have shows at the $4.99 level. But I need to. We still need to have our conversation of like Twitch and stuff about emoticons and stuff, because I don't understand that culture to set it up. Which I think we're going to do something on AwesomeCast very soon, where I may pick your brain on something like that. But but yeah, no, this is awesome. This is pretty cool.
By the way,
and also same thing.
By the way,
yeah.
I just want to throw out there, we are getting emotes and stuff on Indie Wrestling Mayhem.
Oh, are we? Nobody told me about this. I put the request out a few months ago, but
I'm just putting it out there. So
okay, we will. We'll get
you out.
We'll get
I'm just helping you.
Yes. There's been requests for it, so
there has been a lot of requests for it. Well, from the same person.
I'm watching May Shigura versus Paul White.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Is it paper rock scissors for chocolate?
Yes.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh my god.
There's one where I think it was it May?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That's an upset. That's an upset.
Yeah. Like I think it was May Segura versus Ishii at Rock Paper Scissors.
I remember. Okay, I remember seeing that online. I just thought that was a bit backstage, but
Nope.
okay.
Yeah.
This makes a little bit more sense now.
But like, there's a whole tournament for this, and it's amazing. Like I know Keiko and I go way back for years, but she did. She's actually from Japan. She actually got me hooked on this. Period. So I want to get other people hooked because it is something to see. And it's not just because of the janking that happens afterwards. It's Chris Brooks. It's Masa. It's actually really good wrestling. Like Yuna is really good.
How this is obviously Japanese. I don't have audio up or anything. How accessible is this for American audiences, language-wise, or is it just kind of it doesn't matter?
There is a English speaking announcer that comes on once or twice, but
okay,
it comes on frequently.
Okay,
he's more of the MC during all this.
So,
and sometimes he's also the wrestler.
So
he's also wrestling. So it varies.
So the lesson is watch more Botchamania. It's okay, and cancel your New Japan subscription and sign up and help this YouTube channel. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much.
Is that it? Is that the lesson of this segment?
Yes.
Okay. I love weird shit.
Give them money.
Like that's.
If you want to.
I mean, listen. Like some of us just kind of like a good wrestling show, but I mean, raise your hand if you're not into.
I really appreciate a good rock paper scissors tournament.
I mean, right? Yeah. Like who isn't down for just? I just want to see some weird shit that's tangentially related to wrestling.
Like the best part about those rock paper scissors tournaments is that some of those wrestlers wrestled at least 30 minutes or a 20-minute match.
And then did pop
at the very end of the show.
And then did rock paper scissors.
And they're crawling over to the middle of the mat and doing rock paper scissors.
Okay. That adds some intrigue, doesn't it?
Yeah. Just look up. Just watch Che do this. It is. I'm not gonna say her last name because I'm gonna butcher it. But yeah, Che is one of the best acting Junkin players out there.
Wow.
I love it. So again, where that is just Choco Pro. Choco Pro. Gato Move Choco Pro is the channel. If you want to check that out, that's a YouTube channel. Man, I kind of want to join it. Just throw it,
Sorg.
Throw my $2 in there. Oh, we go. Damn it, Rizz, you're pressuring me. Oh, damn, that was way too easy.
I'm not doing anything.
That was way too easy. Oh no, I gotta do the thing. Wait, see where.
Also, you can see.
Sorg, you might want to take that off screen share.
That's okay.
Yeah. Nobody wants.
It wasn't
to see
my
that,
full
Sorg.
credit card.
I did still just,
It's probably enough, yeah. Same as you get a receipt. But I'm not worried about it. So, but there you go. That is officially.
Also,
I'm a member.
And like I said, there's also
That was too easy.
there's also live watch-alongs of AEW and AEW Dark and AEW Dark Elevation, as well as like talks with May and Emmy, who's on their trips in America.
So yeah, I've been seeing the Lulu Pencil interviews on like Twitter. Have been pretty fantastic, and she's like wonderfully fangirling with like Kenny Omega and stuff. So like those have been fun.
Yeah.
So, all right.
I can talk about Choco Pro all day though. It's pretty fun.
Save some for the next podcast. So there you go. Well, I think that's a good look into something new for everybody too. That's your homework assignment for this week, is to check all that kind of stuff out. So in the meantime, please go check out our friends New York City style Yins are made. Our friends at Slice on Broadway, Beachview, Carnegie, East End, and the North Hills. Go check it out if you're here in the area. I know there's a lot of people all around. I know I see a couple people from the West Coast in the chat room, for instance, right now. And where the hell you guys are from over there on the YouTube and the Twitch page that's going on there. But thank you everybody for that. Do go check them out when they're in. I know we get the tweets and stuff when a lot of our friends do check it out over at sliceonbroadway.com, helping to feed this podcast for a good 10 years. Thank you so much to them. Guys, we're going to take a quick break, and then we are going to celebrate the holidays with some singing, I understand. So we'll be right back right after this.
Savon's Legendary Podcast.
Shut up, the TV network on Roku.
Grind City. And you know this, man.
You know what I'm saying? It's like right place, right time, out of nowhere.
So what you saying?
Former tag team partner coming to save.
Tony Johnson, we saw him battle Edric earlier, but this is a 2-on-1 mugging.
For a foot or an inch, yeah, I fight for you all. Is the truth and I'm in, yeah, I fight for referee.
The world of pro wrestling, it's bigger than ever. So how can you possibly keep up with everything that's happening? Just pro wrestling news. Don't fear falling behind. Give us just 5 minutes every morning and we'll catch you up on the biggest news in the world of pro wrestling. No filler, no rumors, no spoilers, no pop-ups. Just pro wrestling news. Subscribe on your favorite podcast app or tell your smart speaker to play the Just Pro Wrestling News podcast. Find out more. Go to justprowrestlingnews.com.
And now a public service announcement from Benjamin C. Steele talking to you about wearing a mask. Not this one, but this one. With everything going on right now with this pandemic, you need to wear a mask. My mask is for your safety. Your mask is for mine. Now, I don't care what your uncles, brothers, best friends, mailman's roommate from college put on social media. Chances are they didn't think it through, and there's a very better than average chance that they're an idiot. So when you go outside, you put on your little mask over your face, put the little straps around your ears, and we're all going to be a lot safer. This is a team effort. And if we're being completely honest, some of you need not only this mask, but this mask too.
It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show, and it is the holiday season, and we want to be open and welcoming, and we want to celebrate all holidays. So that's why we had some big plans for today, and one of those big plans is still happening because when there's a holiday, who are you gonna call to have a specialized holiday song for the Wrestling Mayhem Show? That, of course, is one Mad Mike, the singingest of the Mayhemers on the show. Singingest?
Yeah,
singingest?
Sure.
Yeah.
Melodious?
What is your musical background? What are your what are your bona fides, if you will, of your singiness?
I was in the singers group in my college.
Singers group? They didn't call it a choir?
No, we called it the Manhattan College Singers.
Okay. All right. Oh, was it
Yeah.
like a barbershop quartet-ish kind of thing?
No.
Okay.
No, it was
Well,
it was
that would
like
be
it was like a full, like we had alto, sopranos, tenors, bass, all that stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like a choir.
yeah.
Okay, I got you. Probably like a small
Yeah,
choir, right?
It's a choir. We didn't have any instruments, but we would occasionally sing with the college band.
Ooh.
And we would sing every week at church too.
Nice. Is that a religious
Yeah.
college?
Catholic affiliated.
Mm.
So they don't take very kindly to sex on campus.
Oh.
Which,
But
I mean,
college.
they don't really enforce it.
I also noticed your apartment was off campus.
Yes.
Or campus adjacent, or whatever the case may
Yes,
be.
it
So,
was.
yes. Right by the bar. Anyways, so you have something
Yes,
special
absolutely.
prepared for us.
Yeah. So first, before I get into it, a little bit of Mad Mike history. And I was thinking about this as I was writing the song. I forgot when I was a very small child, before I could go to school. My mom, when she worked at our local Jewish community center.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So she would bring me there, and I remember asking her one time, I'm like, "Can I go here if I'm not Jewish?" She's like, "If someone asks you if you're Jewish, just say you are. It's okay." I'm like, "Okay." Because she would just take me to work because she couldn't leave me at home.
Yeah.
So I ate a lot of matzah when I was a kid,
Hmm.
and DP bringing out the matzah really brought it back for me. But yeah,
And
so
of
I
course,
mean,
you're in the New York City, New York area, so I mean you're exposed to a lot more of it, right? So
absolutely,
just generally.
yeah, yeah, and I have several Jewish friends, who I even have a couple Jewish friends who are wrestling fans. I'm like, Sorg, how many years have we been doing these holiday specials?
A lot, like at least a decade.
Like I've written enough songs for at least a solid LP.
Oh, now you give me ideas. We can have ones that's just the 12 Days of Christmas versions.
Yeah, exactly. But I realized
and how like they never made it to 12 days.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's see. Making a note here. Start GarageBand account.
Yes, until Sorg discovered the magic of video editing.
Mm-hmm.
So now
Yes.
But
yes.
So I realized I should try and open it up a little bit. So all right, so here we go. And I'm gonna do this a cappella. I used to play guitar. I don't now. It wouldn't be good anyway. So I'm pretty sure you guys will pick up what song I'm referencing. All right, here we go. Put on your yarmulke. Here comes Hanukkah. So much Hanukkah to celebrate Hanukkah. Hanukkah is the festival of lights. But for all you wrestling fans, it's a festival of fights. And when you feel like the only wrestling fan in town without a Christmas tree, here's a list of wrestlers who are Jewish, just like you and Ziggy. David Arquette lights the menorah. So do Noam Dar, Matt Striker, and future Hall of Famer Victoria. Guess who eats together at the still open Katz's Deli? Jobber Barry Horowitz and Diva Kelly Kelly. Medusa is full Jewish. Billy Kidman's too, y'all. Put them together in 2000 at Fall Brawl. It's a Pittsburgh plunge match. You don't need Deck the Halls or Jingle Bell Rock, cause you can spin a dreidel with Colt Cabana and Drew Gulak, both Jewish. Put on your yarmulke. It's time for Hanukkah. The owner of the Dynamite Diamond Ringmaker celebrates Hanukkah. Joey Styles. Not a Jew. But guess who is the quintessential stud muffin Joel Gertner? They all can't rhyme, Sorg.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. You got your Lanny Poffo and his brother Randy Savage. Dean Malenko's also Jewish. All his 1,000 moves will ravage. Some people think that the champion Biggie is. Well, he's not. But guess who is? Big Bill Goldberg. So many Jews are in wrestling. Roman Reigns isn't, but his special counsel is. So tell our friend Veronica, it's time to celebrate Hanukkah. I hope you get a harmonica on this lovely, lovely Hanukkah. So drink your gin and tonica. Enjoy your slice on Broadway. If you really, really wanna have a happy, 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 happy Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah, everyone.
Woo! That was wonderful. That was wonderful. That was wonderful. Fantastic. I wish,
and you got some knowledge.
and I learned a lot in that.
Yeah.
Learned a whole lot in
Yes.
that too. So there you go.
Wait,
Thank you
do
so
people
much.
think Big E's Jewish?
Who?
Do people think Big E's Jewish?
He's not.
Okay.
Guess who is? Big Bill Goldberg. All right, you know, I can only work with what I have with the original.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Like I don't even is it a search on Wikipedia pages? Is it like how do you cobble that together?
I found a lovely Wikipedia page that just has
Wrestlers who are
a
Jewish.
list of Jewish wrestlers.
Okay.
And I wrote all of them down.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, all right, let's see how I can fit these fuckers in.
Fantastic.
I'm like, I know there's a couple I have to put in there,
Mhm.
but I'm like, I'm trying to be a little creative, so I'm like, you know, I think I got pretty much everyone in. I think the only person I missed was Matt Bloom.
Oh, really?
I think that was the only person.
Huh.
Yeah.
Did you get Brock?
Yeah, I tried to fit him in somewhere, but it's really hard to rhyme Tensai.
Or Prince Albert?
It's really difficult. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, I think it came out pretty well.
That's good. That's good.
I forgot how long it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
So, but we're saying that when eventually Big E slaps big manly meat with Bill Goldberg, it will be kosher meat.
That's true.
Absolutely.
There you go. There you go. Oh, wow. Well, there's a call out for it, and we got a couple of course we talked about it a little bit last night, but since we got the Rizz and Podnar here with us on the show, the big talk, I think, from last week is obviously CM Punk and MJF in their throwdown, their microphone throwdown. So Rizz, Podnar, what were your views on that? What were your vibes?
I liked it. I kind of wished maybe a little bit less of like fourth wall breaking with mentioning of the wrestler. Mentioning
Is that
Miz,
fourth wall?
mentioning-
Is that really fourth wall? At that point, I think I know what you're trying to say, but I don't think
that wasn't the only mention of WWE though. That wasn't the only mention of anything not associated with WWE, like not associated with the two being WWE related. There was the John Cena reference. There was the Miz reference. Like it was just and again, I'm not saying I hated it.
it was a lot in one thing, wasn't it?
It was good. It was really good.
It was long.
It was. There was a lot of weird instances where they were building up to something, and then they hit it, and then there was like pause, crowd break, another build up, throw punch to the other side, verbally, and it was a weird. It was good, but it was good, bordering great, but if and again this happened on WWE as well, where they mentioned that they mentioned like John Morrison leaving while the Miz was gone, and it's like that's kind of dumb too. Like
it feels not okay when WWE's doing it.
Yeah,
because like
especially because one has nothing to do with the other. The same thing happened in the Liv Morgan promo.
Yeah, like just they could have done a lot different and a lot better, in my opinion, when they just focus on like the sunshine part, like "You Are My Sunshine" part.
Yeah.
Where that reference killed me. Perfect.
What was
Perfect.
that? Was that on the WWE one?
No, for the Punk and MJF.
I don't remember that one.
I don't get the "You Are My Sunshine."
So actually, maybe he didn't mention "You Are My Sunshine." I think Punk just mentioned Rosie O'Donnell.
He just mentioned Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah. And my
but see, even Punk said that the timeline doesn't work, so it's not a real dig; it's just a reference.
Right. Yeah.
And
You're making references to get a rise, and that's the purpose. So, I don't like WWE doing it because they're making like almost light of the situation that's like very real and affected people's lives, and something that's honestly shitty that the company's doing. And they always do that. They always paint like. And it's like it was interesting when they did it like 20 years ago, but they were always like blaming the upper management for not getting things in the promos and stuff, and that's on TV, and now it's edgy because we're taking the higher ups to task, but it doesn't freaking matter because that's what happens anyways, So I think that's in bad taste more than like AEW. I think AEW can take all the pot shots at once if it wants to, that's. They have every right to, and they have people that have been affected by it.
Then we're starting to go into WCW territory.
They're going. Well, there's yes, and we've had this discussion about like there's two very WCW of them, but and that was kind of the biggest thing. I think there's a difference between not ignoring the past versus. Or not ignoring the past of a wrestling character. You understand CM Punk doesn't have a lifelong became CM Punk because of AEW being around. He has like a multi-company big career, right? And a lot of these guys, right? Even to the point where we talk to guys that did stuff in the indies, and we talk about, hey, so and so was in Japan and did stuff, right? Like, I think that's in that vein when we bring up WWE in that nature, right? You know, Paul White and Mark Henry talking about their history with Matt Hardy. We know that's not an AEW. They don't say it's WWE, but they acknowledge there's a history there. Sure, there's a storied history. Everything is canon because wrestling is wrestling, and it doesn't matter anymore. We break down the walls between all these other companies. Like, why not with WWE and the stories?
There is a line, I think.
Sure.
And apparently, and
not everybody agrees where that line is.
And I'm going to use that reference without excusing the pun here, between what WCW did to what TNA did. And AEW is in the WCW area where they can mention, like, or they can do all this stuff, whether they can mention this, whether they can do this. But there are going to be times when a lot of people are going to say, why are they doing the same things that a company like TNA did?
I think they're doing the same things that every company has done. The only ones that have a line that says "Don't mention the other company" has been WWE. In the long run,
and it's ironic that they're the ones that are still, you know,
they're the ones. They never mention the competition.
They don't punch down.
Okay.
They don't, like, it's very
not
rare.
recently.
It's very rare.
Not recently, but I'm going way back.
Yeah.
To the Huckster and Nacho Man.
Yeah.
But that was punching up.
WWE.
That was punching up at that point.
WWE. No. WWE.
They were on the backspin on that.
WWE doesn't mention the competition until the competition is a problem. Right?
I don't think so.
I think that's it.
Because the Raw after WrestleMania in New Orleans, there was a TNA mention when TNA was not nearly an issue for them.
What was the reference?
It was something backstage.
And and we're talking on Raw. I'm not counting like the Edge and Christian show references or anything like the mainstream show.
Raw.
Yeah,
it was on Raw. It was a backstage segment. I don't remember who it was, but it was like, I remember being in the crowd and like, oh, it might have been Lashley. Like maybe Lashley making his return or something like that, and like Kurt Angle calling out Dixie Carter or something like that. Like, but it's very, very infrequently where WWE punches down.
In that nature, I mean? Like,
yeah. Also because they've not been in any position per se.
Yeah.
Especially in the last 20 years.
Not since like 90-ish.
98, 99, yeah. But even before then, I mean, you know, they had competition in but a nationwide preference, you know, a true nationwide where you would see that person, you know, I can't think of another promotion, let's say from mid 80s on until WCW in the mid 90s. You would see a wrestler on a national program.
The first time I ever got an inkling that there was professional wrestling that was not WWF from WWF was when Ric Flair came in with that belt. Right? Yep. Like, that's always been the thing. But also, why would you at that point, right? You're doing your show. It's in a silo. You know, it's regional, you know, and they were more national regional, but still on my regional television. You know, between, you know, they were on local affiliates and syndicated, right? So there's not much reason, right? But when we're at this point where wrestling is wrestling, not WWE and everybody else, which it is kind of, but again, I don't think, you know, and especially coming from a person that rubbed elbows and had matches with about everybody that was mentioned there, that's, again, part of the canon history of CM Punk as a person, as a character, right? So in this promo, I don't think it's, you know, MJF is going to make the jabs and Punk's going to give the jabs back, and that's the nature of the jabs, and that's the nature of the jabs. So
I just thought it was kind of lazy.
I don't think it's lazy at all. I don't think lazy is the word.
Because I think you can do a story with CM Punk and MJF without referencing WWE, without throwing a shot at Miz, who has done nothing.
No, that wasn't a shot at Miz. That was a shot at MJF using Miz.
No, yeah,
No.
That's not. Well, how is that a shot at Miz? You're a less famous Miz.
No,
you
because I'm
you
pretty sure
are a
now,
person. You are a person that wants to be Miz so bad. That's what he
but
was saying.
It was still treated as an insult.
How? Yes, insulting MJF for wanting to be Miz. That's for saying you want to be a wannabe John Cena. That's not a dig on John Cena. That's a dig on you trying to be John Cena.
But it's how the crowd reacted to it.
What's the problem?
Because CM Punk has always put himself over Miz.
Okay.
Back in the day, back in WWE, I'm pretty sure Punk. There's a little resentment there.
Okay.
It came off a little. It was unnecessary.
I am unaware of this backstory. I am unaware of that version of the backstory, and so that none of it was colored in when I listened to this. So
and the thing I'm like, I don't see where I don't know the comparison between, because MJF is different. He's different.
He
than
is.
any other wrestler we see.
He is.
He's different than Miz. He's different than Punk. He's different than any other heel that we've seen.
I can see you can track. I can see where you can track the lines with Miz with him.
No, I can see that too, but I thought it was an unnecessary shot, and I think what Edge said last night kind of reflected that.
No, what did Edge say? I didn't see that promo.
Because all right, so I like the Edge and Miz promo better. It's not because I like both performers better, because honestly, Edge has been kind of lackluster in his return, which is fine. But Edge said, Edge built up Miz. Edge said that Miz was a tough enough kid that fought his way to be better than anyone ever thought he could be, better than anyone in the back, any one of the fans thought Miz could be. The only person that thought Miz could be that good is Miz. And he also said that because of Miz's hard work, he lives rent-free in a lot of heads. And that's a shot.
Yeah, I can get that.
And that's a direct shot.
Absolutely.
Because Miz has done something that CM Punk never has. And at this point, probably never will. Main evented WrestleMania.
Okay.
And I think that's a direct shot. That's a shot across the bow. And that's why I enjoyed that promo better, because Edge was building up Miz. And then, got to the story part. Whereas Punk and MJF were just taking shots at each other.
Yeah, now wait a minute.
Because I get why they did it though. Because that's what the fans actually wanted. They didn't want a story. They wanted Punk. They wanted MJF. They just wanted them to jab back and forth.
Yeah,
I want a story. I want a story.
I think we're in the midst of the story.
This is another thing of, it doesn't feel like a story. It just feels like Mason Mania, like putting these two action figures in the ring.
First of all, do not disparage the name of Mason Mania. Come on.
Yeah, one, Mason Mania is awesome.
Yeah,
Two,
no, I know, but
watch it. You better watch
putting
it.
the two action figures in without any build up.
Two, Tony Khan is running this, and he's doing pretty much the same thing.
I can't wait for the Mason Mania Tony Khan Mania crossover. So I disagree in that the story. I mean, the story is in progress, and we've had 2 shots of the story and 2 weeks of the story. So, and the story has been their interactions. Yeah. And the first part was doing a lot with very little, and the second part was the let's do everything a little bit, right? So that's where I'm at with that. Like, the story is the conversation. The story is what he did the first time. The story is the disrespect being shown. Like, that's your story. The story does not have to be. I don't know what do you? I don't. When you say there's no story, like, what do you want in a story here? Like, what's the story? Do you want 5? You want the 5 tasks of Jericho to get to MJF again? Like, what are you looking for here?
I'm just looking for something that's not
something to make you
just
feel
screaming
again,
insult.
Mike. Right?
Yeah, honestly,
Okay.
because Punk has not had a story since he's been to AEW.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't. He's been put in the ring with people. He's had one promo.
The story
he's had
is
a match.
The
he's
story
beaten.
is he's CM Punk. He's back. Can he still do this? Can he still go toe to toe with
No,
these
no,
young
Sorg,
guys?
Sorg, that story is done.
No, the story is
story
ongoing.
Is done.
The story is
No, that
ongoing,
story is
and,
done.
and who's
That
going to knock
story-
him
no.
off his perch?
Sorg, let me ask you. Are you one of those people that chants "You still got it" at Dustin Rhodes?
I mean, I don't chant that at anybody, but you know.
Exactly my point.
But.
This is the first match, and I'll argue the second match was about if Punk still has it.
Mhm.
He even said in the promo, he knows he's back.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not the story anymore.
Okay.
There is no story now.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he hasn't been in a specific story with someone else. He's been put in the ring with other people and just talked at them.
Podnar? Rizz? What are you thinking? I'm not on board with this, but what do you think? I mean, I don't think a story needs to be very complex. I think putting Punk in a Kingston in a ring and having a thing in a pull apart, I think that's your story, and that's enough to get me interested to see that match. So, I'm good with that.
Okay, but the story was.
Wait, hold on. Podnar, what are you at with it? I saw it looked like you were about to say something.
When you mentioned the Punk at Kingston one, I was more interested because A, Kingston and I was Punk.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh yeah, he made that story
honestly,
for sure.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm waiting not for Punk to turn, but I'm waiting for. Maybe last week was the first step of the second gear for Punk, because up to now it's kind of been, like you said, I'm back, I'm happy, I'm back. Look at me, I'm wrestling again.
It's all sing along to my song, and
yeah, and you know what though? But I mean, how long ago did he come back now? How many months? How many? I mean, like I said, this may be now.
Maybe?
Okay, now. But now with MJF, but I really hope I hope MJF beats him.
Yeah, me too.
I want that to happen. Then I want more of a build up. I want Punk being the look, like you said, the look kid. I'm better than you. I've been there. I've been to. No, don't call it the big leagues. Don't say that. But I've been to the mountaintop. You're not there yet. You may get there. You think you're already there though. And then Punk gets beat, and then he kind of goes crazy.
But they're kind of doing that storyline, not with Punk. They're doing that with Bryan.
Right.
But Bryan is a little bit different because he's been singularly focused on the title, and I've said this before. Bryan's story since he came in, he went right after Kenny Omega. He went right after the championship. That is his goal. It doesn't matter that the championship has moved from one person to another. His goal is the championship.
Well, not only that, but if you look at the matches themselves, Punk, the match is still like. Punk took a long time to beat. Help me out here. Who did he beat last week?
Garcia.
No, Cody's friend.
QT Marshall.
QT Marshall.
Oh, yeah.
It was 50. It was how long was that match?
Well,
15 minutes too long.
Is there anything to be said for the fact that Punk is coming off a 7-year absence versus Daniel Bryan is coming right off of active competition?
I'm agreeing with you there.
Was that not warrant him more weight to do something?
But if Punk is supposed to be up here,
is he?
Way up here, he is the great CM Punk. QT is a jobber. He's Cody's good friend.
Yeah.
Which I think is the reason why he got 15 minutes worth. But he should have beat him quickly. He should not have had a back and forth match. Because MJF sure wouldn't have a back and forth match.
Then why am I going to
MJF would beat him with
He would have beat him clearly.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so I'm saying
Heat Seeker in like 5 minutes.
So
Like, that's it.
I have a question. Do we think Punk's first loss is going to be at a pay-per-view?
Depends on where they're going
Probably
to.
not.
Yeah. I think it happens on
Probably
Dynamite. It's
not,
a shocker.
because they don't have a lot of pay-per-views.
Yeah.
I mean, because I don't know if you saw this. You probably did. Everybody on this chat probably saw this. Tomorrow's Lee Moriarty's chance.
Oh, he's not gonna win.
Yes.
It's gonna be a great
the
match.
best,
It's gonna be an
the
awesome
best
match,
wrestler in
but-
the world against CM Punk.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
greatest wrestler in North America on God versus CM Punk.
Yeah, he's not gonna win. It's gonna be a great match, but he's not gonna win.
No,
I don't care. I don't care. I'm just here for the match.
A man can hope.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Santino almost won the Royal Rumble that one year.
Mm-hmm.
A man can hope.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's a good wrap up on that. Guys, what did you learn from wrestling this week? Chat room, please chime in as well.
I learned I still can't stay up for a whole main event of Raw.
Yep.
After
Yep.
you know how I forget who it was. I think you were on my Twitter page, Sorg. I mentioned a thing about Dewdrop and what her heel name is, and everybody's saying it's still Dewdrop. And then after a while, I'm like, and honestly, the build up to the day one pay-per-view is working.
Okay.
I do like the match that they built up here.
Yep. We got
the
a
triple
whole
threat
month
match.
to work on that now.
And I have a feeling the egg boy is going to be in this match now soon.
Egg boy. No.
Austin Theory?
Austin Theory?
Oh,
No, I think Austin Theory's getting a U.S. title shot. I think that's where
But-
that's going.
But yeah, I woke up and Chucky was on. I was like, oh, the same one that's been on for the past few times I try to watch Raw. It was a weird moment when I figured out what I knew point by point the episode they were on.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay. But I want to support them, but I want to support Big E. He's an amazing champion.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Rollins is an amazing heel. Kevin Owens is Kevin Owens. I can't. I can't.
Not week to week. No.
Hearing
No.
about an egg
Yeah.
or seeing the just.
I get it.
Just
It's
an
okay,
egg.
Rizz. It's okay, and we're here for you. Okay, we're here for
I
you.
just want the video game to be good. Okay.
Yes. Yes. I don't
That's
have
all I
hope for
care
that.
about. Go watch it. You can go
The
watch me
control
play
scheme
it.
looks good, Riz.
Yeah.
Control scheme looks good.
Speaking of that, if we can, are we gonna have the ability to hit finishers and signatures at random?
Out of nowhere?
Yeah, because that looks cool. But anyways, keep going.
There you go,
Dave?
Podnar.
To kind of springboard off Rizz was saying, because really this past week in wrestling, I try to watch. The hierarchy used to be, and we're going back maybe 2 years or so, NXT, AEW, and then SmackDown and Raw in terms of what I enjoyed. And it's getting to the point where I enjoy listening to people talk about wrestling. I would say national. I'll say this, especially WWE. I don't want to say this is excluding local or local independents. I still enjoy watching those guys wrestle, and women and non-binary people. But for like WWE and sometimes even AEW, I rather listen to people talk about wrestling than I watch wrestling, and it just maybe the last 2 years have finally ground me down.
Yeah.
Find the stuff you like.
That way,
Find the stuff you like. Listen, you need to Marie Kondo this stuff, and find you need to pick up a wrestling program and say, "Do you bring me joy?"
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, let it go. Just say thank you for your service and the memories that we have, and let it go. Just let it go.
I have individual wrestlers that bring me joy.
That's why I watch Choco Pro.
Yeah.
or that's why I subscribe to indie wrestling so I can watch like Rise.
That's
especially unfortunately where the next live Rise show is. That's a good trek for me to get.
That sucks. That really sucks. That they have to go away from Pittsburgh, but on a lot of levels, even for us.
I can, and especially in the winter.
Yes.
Where I don't necessarily at 10 or 11 o'clock at night want to drive in possibly snowy or not snowy or who knows what. So I'm definitely going to enjoy that on the network.
And so the timing's unfortunate. They have to do that for this. So you guys don't know. The last Rise show didn't happen in November. They were given basically 48 hours notice to know that they could not do the show at the venue by the venue. So nothing on Rise from the sounds of it. They do have a facility that they're getting ready, and I think they're doing some kind of live thing in preparation for it. I think this Sunday as well. So look at their channels to see what's up there. So they're going to be down in Uniontown. It's about an hour out of Pittsburgh, and you're on the other side of Pittsburgh, so that's even further for you. I did get to talk to Brandon a little bit at a show recently, and they're not chained to that place. They're not. There's plenty of venues out there. This one just didn't work out, and they can't get one in line for the next show. So look for 2022. They have plans. They have plans in the works. They have plans up in the air. They're going to keep going, and they're going to keep coming towards Pittsburgh because so many people are like you, Dave, that you're not going to go an hour out. And this has been, I'm going to do it again. This has been my thing because Pittsburgh wrestling needs to be Pittsburgh wrestling. Right now, Pittsburgh wrestling was Rise and Baldwin.
Period.
Enjoy Wrestling, Wrestle Pit, and I say Pittsburgh wrestling is Pittsburgh adjacent. I live in Pittsburgh. Most people live in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Like that's where you can get a lot of people to you, and not
look outside,
not an hour away. We can call it Pittsburgh Regional Wrestling, but it's not Pittsburgh Wrestling. I want to separate those now, and because there are so many people.
I don't call shows that happen in my backyard New York City wrestling.
Exactly, that's basically it. It's like saying stuff in Poughkeepsie is New York City wrestling, right?
Yep.
And that's what's been happening here, and thankfully there are promotions putting good stuff in the city, and there's so many that will not leave. Like there's a lot of people that that's a hard sell to say I want to go an hour to go to a wrestling show, and there's only so many people in your bumfuck town that's gonna go, so and that's why it gets really hard, and we're seeing that. And unless you have a 10-year built almost cult following of RWA, it's just not happening.
RWA is the only one out of the ones you mentioned.
Yes.
That can survive off of that.
When did RWA became the sleeper top company in the area? Do you realize that? Like I've been thinking about that a lot the last couple of months, because they have. And God, Rise is doing good stuff. Prospect Pro Wrestling is doing some good stuff, but nobody has been as consistent over 10 years. Zero, nobody. I'm talking about has been as consistent as RWA and building what they built over the last 10 years. It's crazy.
100%.
Crazy. They didn't lose a step when they came back. It's nuts.
And to your point, Sorg, and I'm sorry I'm getting off track here. Like, look outside. Tomorrow's December. Do you want to go an hour out of your way to?
Yeah. Dave just illustrated that, right?
Wherever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't want to drive on ice.
I barely want to leave my house, and I'm not even there.
And I mean, I hate to say, Uniontown is closer to I'm on the same side as Uniontown.
Mm-hmm.
You know, me and Rizz are on the same side of town.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
And,
Yeah, more or less.
I'm in Penn Hill. I'm in Penn Hill, so yeah.
Oh yeah, walking distance.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're on the other side of the tunnel, so we're safe that way. Just a matter of I don't want to drive
but there's no wrestling on that side of town unless you keep going out to Prospect Pro.
I
so,
know that,
you know,
or the one time a year the KSWA comes around.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. So,
and every time I go down to like the convention center, like I'll probably be down there in 2 weeks for Comic-Con. I always
You mean Techo?
The Monroeville Convention. Yeah, Monroeville Convention Center.
Oh, Monroeville. That's right. It's still CityCon. That's right.
It's still CityCon. I'm like, this should be a hub for wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It used to be.
Like how giant the space is,
Mm-hmm.
how big, how they have.
They
a
run
concession
MMA.
stand already there.
Well, yeah, well, there's a.
Well, I mean, there's
I
probably a few
believe.
stuff there.
I believe, and I think there's a philosophy problem in some promotion, and or you know, and also you know, companies are in different places and they can't make certain moves, right? Is that bland? Is that broad enough for you? So, and you know, because I mean, these are discussions that we've had with I don't even know how many companies we work with and don't. So I mean, it's I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't. And also, I'm also going to say I will disclose. I do not understand the math of running an independent wrestling company. I do not. So I am partially talking to my ass about this. I will fully admit that. So, but just I mean, just seeing what's working and not working over the last 10 years. It's just that's where I'm at right now. So
I learned.
What did you learn, Mike?
I learned something not about Pittsburgh wrestling.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, all right. This isn't. I learned it, but I kind of came to a realization. Rizz, you were talking about Punk going heel at some point, and we already see that Brian is turning heel.
Right.
I was talking with someone about this, and he mentioned that he wants to see Punk and Brian team up.
Mm-hmm.
And I said I didn't want to see that.
Mm-mm.
Didn't.
Mm-mm.
Until I thought of what their tag team name would be. We Wrestle Everyone.
Okay.
Well,
think of the acronym.
We Wrestle.
It's very.
But see,
it's
they're never
very-
called the acronym. They always just call themselves We Wrestle Everyone.
It's very Voodoo Kin Mafia of you to think that.
But it's
done well.
what both of them have been doing. Both of them have taken on anyone that has stepped to them, that has wanted to fight them.
I feel, and maybe this contributes to your lack of story issue with like Punk, but Brian's on I think a better line with this. I really think they influence who they wrestle on the shows.
I'm sure they do.
I think they very well. I think Punk is just sitting back there and he's got a list as like, hey, can I wrestle Lee in a couple weeks here? Like, let me know where that fits in.
Yeah,
and they'll be like, yeah. They're like, yeah, you'll get Lee in 3 weeks. Yeah.
I guarantee they both have lists.
Yeah.
I mean, Cody was the one who started the damn list thing.
Yes. I mean, Tony Khan talked about the trust he has in these guys because they brought them in for their own expertise, right? And they know what they do and what brought them to the dance. So I think that's the thing. Sorry, Rizz, go ahead.
I was gonna say Danielson probably just said, "Give me everyone you think I can work against." And they're like, "Okay, here's the Dark Order."
I can't wait to see Bryan Danielson versus Anna Jay. It's gonna be a great match.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be great.
Sorg, did you say what you learned yet?
I think I already said what I learned
I
somewhere.
think you
in
got
that.
there at some point.
I think I got there in that rant somewhere.
Mess.
But it was that the RWA thing for sure is something I've been mulling over for a bit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And you know what you all learned? You all learned a lot about Jewish people in wrestling.
Yeah, we did. Holy
Very true.
crap!
You all
We
learned
did.
a lot.
And Choco Pro.
And Choco
Yes,
Pro.
yes.
Oh jeez. Gotta figure out what that show title is gonna be between that. So. Guys, thank you so much. Dave Podnar with us, Prof Pod on the Twitter, the iPhoneography podcast, of course.
Thanks for having me on, Sorg.
There you go. And
We survived the night.
we survived the night, yes. Well, you have the scene. I have to figure out how to get out from this interweaving
I don't know
of
how you're getting
cords.
out.
I built a studio around me, and I'm not entirely sure how I'm getting out of it. And also, I've been drinking. So, yeah.
You're sleeping there from now on, Sorg.
Very possible.
When we're done,
possible.
just watch a couple episodes of that show I told you last night.
Mm-hmm.
Sober up, and then figure out how you're getting up.
Which show? Wait, which show? I watched the Master of the Universe.
Review.
Yeah,
Review.
I'm not gonna watch review. I gotta be in a certain mood for that one, and I just haven't been for a while. I have what do I have to watch? There was something I was pulling up. Anyways, Rizz plays games on the Twitch.
It's right there. I decided to move my chair so you can see the better view of it.
There it
Rizz plays games on Twitch.
Look at you.
I will actually
Look
be
at
playing some video games for something that I like to call, and I think it's a very unique title.
Uh-huh.
December to Remember. Nobody else has. Nobody else has that. I don't think anybody else has that.
Who would possibly, especially in independent wrestling, use that name and book Scott Steiner on that show?
Yeah, yeah.
I know I've never heard of it.
I kind of want to go there just for Scott Steiner.
I want you to just walk in and just say, "I'm here.
Hi, I'm Rizz.
Hi,
Rizz.
I'm Rizz.
Just go there and bring a pogo stick for Scott Steiner.
Is there a reason? Is there somebody named Rizz on their show or something? Is it like
it's the Rizzuto radio show? I think.
Oh, really? Like what?
Yeah, it's like an actual. Yeah. It's
wow.
So really, their show should be called December to Rizzuto Member.
They're like in West Virginia or North Carolina or something, aren't they? Like they're not like terribly far.
They're not too
from
far.
us. Yeah. So. Just like,
so it's possible,
hi guys.
Sorg,
Hi
we're
guys.
gonna have a road trip.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh boy, might be.
You should DM them and say, "Hey, since you're using my name, can I get in for free or be a guest ring announcer?"
Yes. I am not
Who is
going
this
that
guy?
route because I've seen that happen on TikTok and during other things, and never works out.
Oh, here's what I learned. I learned if Jordan Grace is going to slam you, make sure you post for her. Unfortunately, I don't think fans know what that means. Have you seen this? It was on Botchamania, and they had the fan on there, and he was talking about, and this was at a Warrior Wrestling show before I was working on them. I got to see if I have the show in the catalog, and it was Jordan Grace versus Tessa Blanchard. And it might have been a multi-woman match. I know, he said, Molly Holly was on the show. And Jordan Grace is, his favorite. And I guess she was doing a thing where she was just, slamming fans onto the opponents or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he got up, and he was kind of like a taller guy, right? And well, he's taller than her, and she's not very tall. And it was just a pick up and drop because he didn't know how to stick up. And then the second person did it too. So, and I was like, okay, that's fun. Anyways. Sorry. And then there's a response. There's a response from Jordan that just says, "I don't remember this happening."
Watch the Jordan Grace versus Orange Cassidy match.
Oh, I need to see that. Where's that at?
They do that spot.
Oh yeah.
Beyond, I think.
Is it
Maybe
Beyond?
I'm not sure.
Oh, Rizz, hook me up. Hook me up. Let me find it for me, please. Find it for me, please.
Don't worry.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Oh, Mad Mike 483 on the tweets. I stopped. I started to stop. Sorry about that.
Whatever you do not spoil Spider-Man for me.
Yes, yeah, you're getting that. The more you say it, the more it's potentially going to happen.
Oh, I
so.
kind of want to just say
Rizz,
Rizz. That's random.
What are you going to do?
Rizz, if anyone spoils Spider-Man for me,
don't threaten again.
I'm going to kill them.
Oh, shit. You got to stop saying that on the internet, Mike. Jeez.
With my words. Sorg. Going to verbally eviscerate them.
Programming and traveling notes. We have Zeke Mercer, I believe the RSW champion, the Real Shoot Wrestling champion, going to be joining us next Tuesday. We have a soft booking, I think.
And we are going to have a Santa here because when we bring in children, they have to sit on Santa's lap.
I will be recording a podcast. Actually, I will be recording a podcast with Santa Claus this Saturday here in the studio. I know we're not going to be live, but we'll be putting it out after the fact. But I do have a scheduled. So if you have anything you want me to ask Santa at Sorgatron on the Twitter, just hit me up there. I think we have a soft booking. I'm trying to confirm it, but I believe MLW's, it's weird saying that, Joe Dombrowski should be joining us on the 14th. The 14th will be our Christmas episode for the Wrestling Mayhem show. We'll be taking 2 weeks off for the holidays after that. And then we did confirm, pending nothing else coming up, we may have a rain date on this, the STD Christmas special will be on the 17th this year. So mark your calendars for that. The Sexy Talented Dudes will be joining us. And also remember, the Bowler, Brian McDowell, recently came back. I don't know if he's going to be coming to the studio for that, but I really hope he is. So, and if you're familiar with the STD Christmas specials, they're out there. Do not watch them with your kids around. No.
I still have memories of the first time I was in the studio.
Yeah, especially a couple years ago when Jimmy DeMarco was here, and I still don't know what happened. And there's that other show where I really don't know what happened. So there's that. And of course, I think next week there's going to be a major announcement with big implications for Mayhem Mania is in the works. Unconfirmed, potentially. There's been discussions. There's been about when it's going to start, what it's going to be. Is it going to be? Is this still Mayhem Mania? Is it something else? There's a lot more than WrestleMania these days. I don't know. Oh, the wow faces in the chat room right now are ridiculous, by the way. So now the Patreon has perked up. But we are going to get those finalized, and I think we are aiming for announcing that next week here on the show. So, a lot happening. At Sorgatron on Twitter. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for staying up with us if you're live or catching us later on the feed. Until then, Mayhem out.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.